Yeah.
Cool.
All right, we are live at Sweet Swine of Mine. It might look a little different, but we are in the cool back kitchen of Sweet Swine of Mine. I think we did this a little bit last year when it got real hot. But today here in DeSoto County, it was 105 degrees with a heat index of 121. And Eric said, "Hey, man, we're going to make some ice cream."
Yeah, I'm not firing a grill up.
No. So, as you have noticed, I've got Eric Hodson with me from Boys Night Out, Championship Barbecue Team. Mark Lambert's on a fishing trip, and I hope he's having a good time. Him and Weston went down to Venice, Louisiana, towards the end of the earth, or end of the United States, anyway.
You know what that means, though?
What's that?
In about 2 weeks, we're going to be eating redfish on the half shell.
That's right.
Yes!
That's right. He sent me pictures with redfish, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." So save the throats for me.
That's it. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So they are down there having a good time, I'm sure. And but man, I Google map or Apple mapped where they were going, and it's like the last road in America.
Oh, yeah.
Going south. Yeah.
They speak another language.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they built the road where the levee was, and that's why there's a road. So we are. Let's see who's with us.
It's now a boat ramp, actually.
Yeah. So road's just a boat ramp.
It's not the highway exit to Byhalia.
No. Yeah. So and there, of course, I looked up and I see what was down there, and there was a seafood restaurant, a bar, and of course a Dollar General. And I don't think Dollar General has missed a spot to put one of those in. So there's probably more items in that Dollar General than there are people that live there.
That town probably has $2 Generals.
Yeah. They got a super. They got a Dollar General and a Dollar General Plus.
The one over here down the road got groceries in it.
Yeah, I know. Hey, look, the one on Church Road by my house, they started putting fruits and vegetables in there. I'm like, look, my Dollar General's moving on up, man.
That far down to the water, you need a bait shop next to a sushi bar, right?
That's right. Get your minnows, get your shad billet.
Today it's fresh sushi.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's bait.
Yeah, that's right. Well, who we got with us? Greg, 2 G's, no cheese, Steve Hughes, and German Sabalas.
OG man.
OG man, we miss you, man. But the only thing your sauce won't go good on is this ice cream we're making tonight.
Yeah.
But I would try some G-Man.
It probably wouldn't be bad either.
It probably wouldn't be bad. G-Man sauce good on everything.
It'd probably be a little weird to put it on there and look at it. But
how about if you mixed it in, like you made a vanilla custard and you mixed it in with, I don't know. Probably.
I'll let you try it.
Well,
Like a hot.
I don't know. I don't have to mess up a whole half gallon of ice cream for it. Let's just do what we
do. Little cut and stir it in.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, tell us what we're gonna do tonight.
All right. Since didn't feel like firing up a grill, which Mike D is in the house, and he mentioned something about he had some green tomatoes,
Man,
and he thought about frying them.
But
how are you going to tease us with fried green tomatoes?
Just set a pot of vegetable out in that warehouse.
Yeah, you don't even need to fire anything
You
up.
ain't got to fire nothing up.
But I was like, I'm last week we talked about picnic foods, and this and that, and this kind of goes along.
Coming up on the 4th of July on Tuesday.
Coming up on the 4th of July, and it's homemade ice cream or homemade custard. So I was like, you know what, better way to kind of cool down, 121 degrees out. I worked outside all day.
Yeah.
I was in the shade most of the time, but hey, I was still.
Love you, man.
I thought you had something else to do today.
Don't you have a shed to build or something?
But I was like, my two favorite things, I like ice cream and I like key lime pie. So I've got the stuff to make custard, but I also bought a key lime pie because we're going to take that key lime pie and stuff it in that barrel with it and let it just churn and see how it turns out.
Okay. The fat boy in me just got real happy.
You have my attention.
You have my ears perked up like a Doberman.
We ain't burning grease.
We ain't burning no grease out there.
It'd be pretty good if we had some fried green tomatoes and we
A little salty, and then finish it up with some
ice cream and key lime pie.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So,
but go ahead.
Rocket grill out front
No, if you want to talk about this, if you want to talk about the process and
Yeah,
then
we'll do it real
how you
quick.
make your custard, and then we're gonna start the freezer, not in here because it will be so loud. So we're gonna take it out there or put it in Mark's office or something because it will be way loud in here.
Yep.
But he's gonna talk about the process, and if y'all have any questions, I'm sitting there watching the chat. Y'all make sure to ask away.
All right, it's very simple. It's only a few ingredients. To make a small batch, which will make about 1/4 of a gallon, if you want to double up, just double this recipe. Heavy cream. I guess I could have prepped and opened these before, huh? But I use heavy cream
You want to do that?
and
with a
half
wheel?
and half and half. And don't use all heavy cream because you want some of the half and half that has milk in it, which has a little bit of water in it, and that helps it freeze.
Yeah.
So if it's
Okay.
if it's solid cream, it does get thick. It's creamy, but it can get to a weird texture if it doesn't have a little bit of milk that has a little bit of water in it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go 2 cups. I'm not into measuring. It's 4 cups in here, so we're gonna eyeball half. Yeah, that's good enough. Half and half. We're gonna do 1/4 of this. So we're gonna do 1 cup. Look, exactly.
Half of half of half.
Half of half of half. And then that's going to go on the stove, and we want it to start just close to simmer. As soon as you start seeing bubbles come up in it, turn it off. You're done.
Okay.
We want it warm enough just so you can temper the eggs to make the custards. So we'll temper the eggs with it. Then we'll mix the egg and sugar mixture into it. Then you chill it. Then it's ready to go.
Some people can get kind of weird about this because you don't want to scramble your eggs. I was always, so maybe you got some tricks. Or
Yeah, it's super simple. I went ahead and separated the eggs. On this one, I do 6 egg yolks. I busted one, so this one's getting 5.
Okay.
But some people will just mix their sugar in with their liquid on the stove and kind of let it dissolve. And then they'll just whisk up the egg. I'll try to get as much of that out of there as you can because that's all of our flavor. The egg is where you get all your flavor at in a custard. And then this is 1.5 cups of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike D got excited over it for some reason.
I ain't some of that South Memphis sugar.
Yes, but
It's
all
real
right, this
sugar.
is where, like, as I'm stirring it, you'll see it's going to get like paste. But then the more I stir it, it's going to start smoothing out. You can kind of see it's stuck in the whisk. That's okay. We're just going to keep going. And you're going to do this for probably 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the consistency of it. But we'll whip this. We'll get it smooth. As this is heating up, which I'm going to turn this on.
Do you find that the sugar kind of helps protect the eggs from?
Yeah,
no?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I know how to turn this thing on, make it work.
You want it?
Do what?
You get an air code?
No, I just don't know how to use it.
Okay. So it's very temperamental on like what kind of pans it uses. So.
That's why it's there. No question.
No, it's just not doing anything.
Oh.
Maybe you can figure it out, Mike. See if you can get that thing powered up. This thing's locals.
This thing what? What do you say?
I don't want to repeat that.
All right. Cool.
But I'm gonna keep whooping this
Whooping
thing
them
up,
eggs.
and you can see it's already starting to smooth out
Yeah.
a little bit. But we're gonna whip it until it almost turns white. That's good.
Mix it like a roux, where your roux gets thick and then it thins out and it starts right.
Exactly.
Some way, I wish the temperature would drop in about 20 degrees in the next week. Wouldn't that be nice?
See the difference in it
Oh
already?
yeah.
It's turning light. It's really light yellow now,
Yeah.
and it's starting to
Like
almost
you're
look
putting
like
air in it.
I'm whipping
Yeah.
it, putting air in it, and it's starting to not really emulsify, but it's coming together. And this will wear you out
Yeah.
because it's thick.
Yeah.
And I got scrawny noodle arms, so I can only do this for so long before I got to take a break. But you can do this and let it sit while your milk is heating up, if it gets to heat up. But
Hey, while we're sitting here, make sure y'all go and watch Cooking Up a Story, or listen to Cooking Up a Story with Joe Wilson and Joe Martinez and Aaron. They've had some good stories here lately, and I need to catch up myself. But y'all go. It's like one of the highest downloaded podcasts on Spotify right now. So
see how
look at those whips. I mean, you can almost.
Yeah, so now it's almost white. It's done turn
What did it do?
Did it go off?
real silky and smooth, which that's what we want. That's what we want it to look like right there. And at this point, we're just waiting on our cream and milk mixture
We might get a call
to
from
heat
Mark.
up just to a simmer.
How many mics does it take to?
It's got a child lock on it. I don't know.
It's got a child lock on it.
I'm going to pan and see if it'll work in a different one.
Yeah, because this doesn't have an induction bottom.
Hey, that
Up there in the top, in the
lock or any of those like
look up.
the Gunner Wilhelm.
Over here.
Well, I don't know about that now. See if it'll just cut on with anything in it.
It's on. Yeah, I can hear it. Might get a call in from Mark.
Yeah. We're trying to use equipment we don't know about.
Either way,
Either
we
way,
can come back to that part because I've already got one made.
the TV Magic.
I can take it outside.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. We don't want it too hot.
Yeah.
But
What the TV Magic says that we already have this
Yeah.
already done. So
once we
basically,
get it-
just gonna talk about it
Yeah,
here.
once we get it warmed up, we'll show you. But we'll take the warm milk and we will take one ladle at a time and put in there and whisk it. Whisk it, whisk it, whisk it. Another ladle, whisk it, whisk it, whisk it. Another
Yeah.
ladle. At that time, it's tempered.
Okay,
Then you won't get scrambled eggs.
that's right.
Because you could still get scrambled eggs right now. They would just be real sweet from all the sugar. But then they'll be tempered. Then you can mix all of it into your milk mixture. And at that point, you can decide which way you're going with it. If you want vanilla custard, you put vanilla extract. Or if you have vanilla bean, you put that in it. If you wanted, butterscotch, you can get banana extract. You could
Chocolate, whatever.
Yeah, you could do anything. You put fresh vegetables, all that. I mean, fruits and stuff in it.
Oh, vegetables.
Well, I
Yeah,
meant fruits. I meant fruits.
Oh, those borderline fruits like tomatoes. No,
That'd be weird
that'd
too.
be
But
nasty.
there's the consistency that we got
Yeah.
mixed with our liquid. That's our liquid for our custard.
Okay.
So this time, like I said, got one made already.
For the movie TV Magic,
That's it.
we got custard already in there.
It's already in there. But I also love key lime pie. And no, I didn't make this because I've never made a key lime pie. I don't know how to make a key lime pie.
You got to have key limes, and they're hard to find around here.
That's what I hear. But I don't know how much it's going to take. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put this paddle in there
Yeah.
because I don't know how hard it'll be to get it in there after you stuff a bunch of pie in it.
Yeah, I would say the paddle
So,
will go in
I
first.
think we go with like a half a pie,
Yeah.
and then we might eat the other half.
Yeah, kind of wedge that thing out.
Right. Now, this is an experiment. I know people have done this before. It's not like I invented this. I just never
This is
done
not an Eric Hodson
No.
original.
it. But it's an Eric Hodson approved.
Exactly.
So, to me, you just take, which it's,
Hey, is it working? The wok made it happen.
It's an induction pan.
That's right. I knew it had to do with the special kind of pan.
and we're dumping this pie right off in there. Ooh, and making a mess.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The induction pan.
Should we just do more of it?
Yeah, man. Give me at least one more little preacher portion over there.
Do like another piece over that
Yeah,
big?
yeah, like that.
Even it up 2 and 2.
Yeah. Put 4 pieces of pie in there.
Good idea.
Okay. So, 4 pieces of pie ice cream.
Comes it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
We're going to get some forks here.
Exactly. We'll walk out there and put it in the deal. It's going to be gone.
All
right.
So we got our ice cream maker. Ice cream. We were talking about ice cream makers earlier. you know, there's no such thing as a cheap ice cream maker anymore. The cheapest ones are like $30.
This is one of the cheapest ones you can get. It was
For like,
literally
it makes a half-gallon ice cream. That's pretty much what everybody needs, unless you're making for a big family or something.
I remember growing up, the one we had was wood. It looked like it wasn't quite that old. It was electric.
We had a cranker.
We didn't have
I
a
had to
crank
sit
one,
on top of it.
but it looked like a wood barrel. You know,
Yeah.
it was half of like a wood pot, and it was nice and thick wood, and that obviously that was for insulation.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
thing, the ice is going to melt pretty quick, especially
Yeah.
when it's 121 degrees. And but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out and get ice and put this down into the pot. If you've never made ice cream, stuff ice and rock salt around it, ice cream salt. All it is big, thick chunks of salt.
Yeah.
And it helps keep that temperature down, and it'll actually help it keep from freezing to a big block of ice too. So that's
Yeah.
a plus. And then we're going to spin this. It should take 30 minutes or so. So
Okay.
maybe towards the end of the show,
And we got a barbecue story lined up, I'm sure.
I'm sure
And
we
so-
do. I'm just going to let you pick a topic. You can ask me anything about it. I've got a story I can guarantee you about any of your topics. You
Oh,
go.
yeah, man.
Oh,
It's
good.
got to be barbecue related
Yeah.
question. Because I probably got stories for other ones too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to walk out here. I'm going to get this going so it's not loud.
Yeah.
And I'll be back.
You might have enough room to put that in the freezer if you want.
We're going to try. We're going to see how it works since it is probably 120 something in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And I'll be right back.
All right. So, whoever's still watching, whoever's watching, please share this thing. We appreciate everybody's time with us, and man, we just love being here for y'all, and you know, Mark Lambert likes a good ice cream. I hate he's missing this, but we are glad to be here. Somebody said it was National Bomb Pop Day today.
Rural.
I'm not sure. I didn't get a calendar on that. I wish I did know that. I didn't look at it. I didn't Google it or anything today. But somebody texted me early this morning and said, "Hey, it's National Bomb Pop Day today." So we probably still don't have any, but I knew there was dessert tonight that Eric was making this ice cream, and so I wasn't really that concerned about bomb pops tonight.
June 29th, National Bomb Pop Day.
Really? Well, ain't that something? I didn't know that, but I did leave home after somebody texted me about that, and so I put on my bomb pop t-shirt, my bomb pop shirt, just in case. Yeah, I gotta cut that off since he's probably almost done with it out there. I did put my bomb pop shirt on, just in case that was true. So, German says he's on his way to Houston. What you going to Houston for, buddy? It's hot down there. It's hot up here.
You heard there's a sale on bomb pops down there.
Yeah.
Store gives
Well-
at least 350. of
Well,
them.
they got Yucca. We wasn't anywhere near Houston. We were near Austin, but best pizza. Best pizza for what? Dave Evans, best pizza. Are you asking me what's the best pizza? I don't know. My favorite pizza I've ever had was probably any pizza in New York. I've had Chicago style pizza. I've had New York pizza, and I'm telling you, from the dollar slice in New York to the most expensive pizza. I mean, New York pizza's awesome.
Yeah, Chicago's more of the pie with the deep dish.
Yeah, I'm not
You go
a
to
deep
New York,
dish.
New York, New Jersey,
Little
you get
thinner.
a slice.
Yeah,
where
you
you
get.
roll it up and it's got the good the greases from
I'm
the
gonna
beets
tell you,
and all
they
that.
say the water in the New York system is why they have the best dough, and I do agree that the best pizza around here has to be Chris Lytle at Top Notch Pizza in Vernon, Louisiana. I mean Vernon, Alabama. Isn't it Vernon? I think it starts with a V. But Chris Lytle has a great pizza joint over there, and his brisket, a barbecue brisket jalapeno pizza, is my favorite. So New York, and then Chris Lytle is like right up next to. I would have to put Chris Lytle in there and above some of those New York pizzas.
It's 11 million degrees out there.
Yeah, 11,500.
And then add the humidity factor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not even the heat index.
Yeah,
And it feels like
and see, like,
12 million.
all right, do y'all agree with this? Like, if somebody says the heat index, why do you have heat index? Just tell me. I mean,
How
that ought to
hot
be
is
the
it? Tell me
temperature.
how hot
I mean, how hot is it? You know,
It's throw a towel over your shoulder hot.
is it Gold Bond applicant day? Yes, yes. Hey, they ought to judge, like the guy on the Weather Channel ought to come on and say, "Gentlemen, put on your Gold Bond." Then you know it's like over 100 degrees.
Or you could just try to do it subtly and go, it's fogging. It's a fogging day.
It's a fog the boys day,
And those that
as
know will
Lambert,
get it.
yeah, as Lambert would say. Yeah. So Dave, I hope that answered your question. Best pizza, Eric Hodson. What's your best pizza?
I
said Chris Lytle went right on up there.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. But I like different styles of pizza. So
Okay.
there's Candace loves thick crust pizzas. So
Okay.
she likes
She
the
likes Chicago deep dish.
I like thin crust pizza. Why are you
All
staring?
right, close that door, dude, or come inside.
Yeah.
It's 195 degrees.
Right. I just started sweating because he opened that door.
Exactly.
No, I like a thin crust New York style pizza.
Yep.
You ever see Dave Portnoy do
Yeah.
his pizza
Oh,
reviews?
yeah, yeah.
I get addicted to watching them.
Yeah.
And I like watching the when he does
hot. It's hot.
Hey,
Awesome.
you're on plastic.
when he does the ones up in New York and Jersey
And
you-
Boston.
and Boston,
Yeah.
I like a
One bite challenge.
coal or a wood fired pizza oven.
Yeah. Got a little
And
burn on the
my
bottom.
favorite is a margarita pizza.
Yeah.
I like very little. I like sauce that is basically not seasoned. They just basically use San
Tomato.
Marzano
Yeah.
tomatoes. They'll put light cheese, fresh sliced tomatoes, and fresh whole leaf basil.
Yes.
And it cooks in 90 seconds or less. And
I'm with
it's a 1/4 inch thin. And when you bite it, it's soft, but also has the
Yeah.
on the bottom.
Good
That's-
crunch on the bottom.
Yeah, that's my favorite pizza.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
with you.
you can eat several good pieces of it and you don't feel like you're about to explode.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I like the deep dish too, but it's more like
One piece and you're done.
one and done if
Yeah.
it's the right size. But it's I don't know. That's my favorite foods pizza.
I like pizza.
Pizza and Mexican food. So those are my two favorites, and I could eat them both probably every day.
With both those styles are completely different cooking methods. With the deep dish, they put like the sauce and then or the cheese.
A lot of put the
and all
sauce on the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
And
put
then you
sauce
put it
on
at the
top.
very last with your pizzas like your pies in New York, New Jersey. It's the thin slices like that where you
Yeah.
gotta roll it up. And I'm a fan of both.
I love all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of pizza. I like, I guess in college you just learn to eat all kinds of pizza. I mean, delivery pizza's fine. I had Pizza Hut the other night.
I like delivery
in a
pizza,
pinch.
but I also like to go to the places where you can get like a white pizza.
Oh.
Something that's got white sauce on it, an Alfredo type.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you go to Lost Pizza here in South Haven, they've got a pizza called, is it called the Lucille? It's got like Alfredo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Hey, that's hot.
It ain't hot enough to where it didn't burn me up, but it's
But I like that pizza very much. So if you go to you go to Lost Pizza and get that Lucille. And if you're wanting them meat lovers, you go and get the Otis. And it's good too.
All right, we got the half and half, and the heavy cream warm to where it just started to simmer. You don't want to scorch it, scald it. You want it to just get hot enough to where you can temper the eggs, which is cooking the eggs.
Yeah.
And once we get this mixture together, you could eat it and you wouldn't have to worry about salmonella, E. coli, whatever you would get from it. But again, we whip our egg yolks and our sugar together till we've got, it looks almost like pancake batter or even icing for a cake. But we'll take one at a time. Now this is super hot. One ladle at a time. And now we whisk, and we do it quick. We try to get it incorporated because we're cooking these egg yolks, but we're not wanting scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
So got it mixed, nice and loose, no chunks. One more. As soon as I get it in there, I want to get it mixed in. I don't want it to clump up.
Clam pizza with very little mozzarella on it. Now that's Greg. That's Greg that can't eat much cheese. So
I've had pizza with clams on it. But
yeah,
I'm gonna do one more. Normally two's enough. I'm gonna do three just for the heck of it. But get it mixed together and notice that custard starting to come together. That's exactly what we want. The only reason it's loose right now is because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna judge. Still not gonna burn myself. I'm gonna tell myself it's been tempered. I can pour the rest of this in. Yeah, let's go with the rest of it. Now it can sit there without cooking those eggs.
Yeah.
And this is the point where I had put it into the pot that goes into the ice cream maker. But now's when you would put your vanilla in if you want vanilla ice cream or vanilla custard or whatever you want. Now's the time to add your flavor or your key lime pie or whatever else you want.
Or your key lime pie.
Or your key lime pie. But this here, this can sit. This needs to be ice cold before it goes in the ice cream maker.
Yeah.
If it's warm or hot, when it starts in the ice cream phase, it's not going to have the right texture. It won't have the silky smooth texture. You want to chill this down. So I made that one earlier, and it had been in the ice box. I actually put it, at this point, I put it in an ice bath. So I had a bowl of ice water. I let it sit down in that, and I stuck that whole thing in my refrigerator. So in like 25, 30 minutes, it was ice cold. And I kept it ice cold until we stuck that pie in it a few minutes ago. So it was ready to go in the ice cream maker. And it's so hot out there, I actually took that bucket of ice and the salt and stuck it inside of a 5-gallon bucket and filled it full of ice too, because it's probably going to melt so
double
fast.
Covered.
Yeah.
Double wall.
So
you just Yeti'd that dude. You
that's
did a double
it.
wall.
Yeah, it's that Bahia Yeti.
Yeti.
Or Icy Tech, rather.
Yeah, Icy Tech.
But
That's right.
At this point, chill it. Once it's cold, you can leave it overnight if you want to do it the night before you're having a cookout, or you do it for a couple of days, really. But as long as it's cold when it goes in, it's ready to touch.
You know, my grandmother used to make a custard, and to put over her coconut cake.
Oh yeah,
And you talking about good?
Yep.
It was good. I didn't even like coconut all that much, but I would eat her coconut cake with that homemade custard.
Now you can take that sugar and egg yolk mixture and actually use a blender or a mixer and whip a lot more air into it, and you can get it to where it's super fine and silky, and it makes even more difference. So.
Wow. Jamie Smith says, I just got a pizza oven for my birthday and starting to learn to make pizza on it. We should make that a contest one month. I'm down when it gets a little cooler.
Yeah. The only contest that I'm going to do this weekend is see how much I can stay in the water or in the air conditioning.
That's right. I have a relationship with the air conditioning for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my relationship status. Yeah. So since you've been hanging around and all that of old school, we've been talking more and more about barbecue stories. And you said we ought to bring this up every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. Some things, back in my barbecue past, I probably like to forget, but there are some good stories out there. And I know you, in many years of Boars Night Out, y'all know you have plenty of stories. I know I probably have I probably have some stories about Boys Night Out too. Y'all used to be a speaker team. I didn't know y'all cooked barbecue. I just thought y'all played live music and
For
parties.
several years, I don't know if we cooked barbecue.
Because y'all were like right down the path from us at South Haven Springfest every year. And then I think y'all were beside us one year at, and this was in my South Fork days. Y'all were beside us at when we had Tiger Lane.
Yeah.
When we had the first Memphis in May at Tiger Lane in 11, I think.
Yep.
And I think y'all were trying to win the speaker contest then.
I've always been a fan of the volume button. But yeah, talking about Boys Night Out back in the day and Springfest.
Yeah.
When I joined Boys Night Out, I don't know what your question was going to be.
No, that's fine.
I'll tell this little story.
I was just talking to talk.
So I joined the team in late 2006, and it was actually, they had already done Springfest for 2006. And there wasn't a lot to talk about, because there were no trophies given or anything like that. So 2007 rolls around. It's my first Springfest with Boys Night Out, and I was not a cook. We had a cook. They did their thing, kind of. We had cooks, but we didn't have anybody to turn it in, it seemed like. But when most people go to a contest, most teams, they sign up, either online or they call the promoter and they get one spot.
Yeah.
Well, that year we got 5.
5 spots?
We got 5 spots in a row, and then Killer Hogs was next to us, and they got 1 or 2. And you would think, well, why do you need that much room? Well, because we had a big bus that was taken and had a custom paint job, had Budweiser down the side of it. We were sponsored by Anheuser-Busch at the time.
Yeah.
And it was when Dale Jr. was huge in NASCAR. Nice. So it was the Dale Jr. bus. It was red, had flames down it. It had Budweiser 30 foot down the side of it.
Yeah.
And it had a sticker of Dale Jr.'s heads like on the windows.
Yeah. But probably had a number 8 somewhere on it.
It had a couple number 8s on it. But it also had a deck on the top of it, about 20, 25 feet long. And we brought that bus in, and when we pull it in that bus, everybody just starts doing this right here.
Yeah.
Going, here we go.
Knew what kind of mess.
Here we go. And we pulled that bus across all 4 or 5 of them spots. We lifted the rails up on that deck, and we fenced our space off. All 4 or 5 plus Killer Hogs was like, let's just block it all in. Let's do it together.
You had the cow fence.
We had all that, man. And at that time, we didn't have that. We were super broke, so we had, like a lot of people now, we had pallets at fencing.
Oh, yeah.
Little white pig.
So that year, all I did was pour beer. That's all I did. I didn't cook. I didn't do anything. I poured beer out of the kegs. And we had, every time you'd look up, there'd be 50 people on the top of this bus of all walks of life. We'll just go with that.
Yeah.
And you could look out, and you could not fit one other person in our booth. And then you could look outside, and there was a line
to
from
get
our
in.
booth, from where our booth was, which is the middle of the park, all the way down to where the Ferris wheel. Our lines were merging together.
Mm-hmm. And
the police in South Haven, they didn't harass us, but they hired extra officers for that weekend just to stand around the B&O booth. So you knew how serious we were about cooking. But that weekend, like I said, was my first Springfest, first big contest. And we drank 29 kegs of beer, 100 cases of canned beer, and 50 gallons of Jaeger bombs.
Ooh.
Yeah. In 2 days. What were we thinking?
This was not Memphis in May. This was not a week long.
Right. And then 2 weeks, we had to load in for Memphis in May that we couldn't afford to do.
Yeah. It's like, what if we blow this party out on South Haven Springfield?
Right. And that year, you couldn't sell any drinks. You couldn't sell your food, but you could take tips, take donations, sponsor money. And at the end of the night, we were sponsored by Hooters Corporate. So they would send girls from Hooters down there to pour beer, serve people. Some of our customers are sponsored people. And we would rack in thousands of dollars every night in tip money. And I'd I'd have my shorts on and I'd walk out there every night with, you couldn't stuff another dollar bill in my pockets. And we were like, man, it's nice to have this big wads of cash. But when we set up for another 2 hours counting all this money and you had to go back the next day to replenish the stash,
Yeah.
we were really in the hole here.
Yeah.
You know, and that contest, when I realized that we had ran through over $20,000 drinking and partying, is when I went to Alan. Like I said, I'm still green. I really didn't have a leg to stand on. I was like, something needs to change with Boys Night Out.
Yeah.
We're all scrounging under the couch cushions now to buy meat or pay entry fees and buy drinks. At that time, at least, we were getting free beers because of being sponsored by beer companies and liquor stores. That's all we cared about, you know. And after that, I went to Al and I said, something's got to give.
Maybe we need a meat or a charcoal sponsor.
Well, that was always our goal. That was always like our goal from even the day that I started. And it was a meat sponsor and a charcoal sponsor because we know we were burning a ton of both. And back in the day, meat was cheap back then.
Yeah.
But the entry fees were still expensive because the payoffs were good.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we were cooking barbecue, it was not unheard of to win $15,000 in a
That's
weekend.
right.
Now, if you won $15,000 in a weekend, people would think you won the lottery.
Yeah.
You know, because contests just aren't doing it anymore.
And also, it costs you a good bit to be in that contest.
Right. You know,
And so sometimes you barely make your money back if you win first place.
well, back in the day, we never won first place and we never made our money back.
Yeah.
Luckily, we had enough people that wanted to come hang out and party with us. They wanted to donate and they helped us out, and that's what kind of got us started. But after that $20,000+ weekend in 2 days, you know, 2 weeks before we loaded in from MSMA, I'm like, you know, let's change some things.
Yeah.
You know, and we started weeding some people out on the team, started charging dues. That's
Yeah.
If you want to weed people out of something,
Start charging.
start charging money.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't matter if it's $10, but what it was for us, it was $250.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the contest, if you showed up to help us clean up, we'd give you your check back.
Wow.
That works.
Southport didn't have that policy.
Well-
They would just kept money.
It's just how that was kind of the incentive, the only way that we could get people to help.
Yeah.
But after that, I went to Alan, and that's when I went to him and I was like, you know, if we want to be somebody in this barbecue world, being from Memphis, what do you got to do? You got to cook whole hogs.
That's right.
And
What were y'all were doing at that point in time, like NBN, y'all were doing all three.
Not yet.
Not yet. When y'all started making a run for NBN Team of the Year.
2011.
Y'all were doing all three categories at South Haven Spring Fest.
Yeah. Not in the first couple of years because we didn't have a hog cooker, didn't know how to cook a hog. In 2010 is when we actually got the hog cooker. We bought a backwoods Pro Comp hog out of a barn in Nesbitt.
Mm-hmm.
And when we opened it up, it was slat full from top to bottom, side to side with a nest that something had been living in it. And we drug it out. I think we get $4,000 for this thing, and brand new they're $9,000. We're like, you know, Alan owns a sheet metal shop. If there's anything wrong with it, we'll fix it. We'll get it out. We'll sanitize it. We'll clean it. We'll touch up paint. We'll just, you know, refurb this cooker. And we drug it out, and we got to talking to some people, and we had found out that cooker had cooked hogs that had won Memphis in May, and this cooker had a bunch of good juju.
So yeah, good mojo on this cooker.
Mark West had cooked on it a bunch when he was running back in the day when he was the man to beat. It had gone through several hands. And, you know, in the barbecue world, we all known everybody cookers.
Yeah, that's right.
So our cookers have been cooked by everybody, and this one evidently had been too. So we got it, and our first contest that we went to cook on it was in Jackson, Mississippi, in a college football stadium. And I don't remember the name of the stadium, but we pull in, and this is the contest that we met the guys at the shed.
Uh-huh.
And we didn't know that it would turn into the relationship with them like we have now. But our first whole hog, Bob Denton was cooking with us at the time. And I don't remember if his mother-in-law was sick. Something came up to where he couldn't come to that contest, and he had cooked hog before. So we were really relying on Bob
Mhm.
to kind of
This is your project, yeah.
to help us learn, for one, to get us through this contest.
Mm-hmm.
And we had been learning from John Wheeler. We hadn't cooked contests with him yet, but we'd been around. We talked to Lambert because we get to hang out with all the world champions. They're all our good friends. We're lucky.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. So we go to leave Thursday to head to Jackson, Mississippi, and we're like, "Where's Bob?" Well, Bob knew for like 3 or 4 days he wasn't going to make it, but he didn't want to get in our heads. He didn't want to stress us out a week out that he wasn't going to be there. So on Thursday, we get ready to head to Jackson, and Bob's like, "I'm not going to make it." Well, now my blood pressure has now gone from, all right, let's go to Jackson, let's do this, to, oh my God, we're going to Jackson and we got to do this. We're going to do it without Bob.
That's right.
And so we're like, you know what? Alan and I are like, we got this. You know. And the game plan was Alan, since he was the founder of the team, he was going to do the talking. You know, so we're going to get this.
He was going to present it.
Right. He was going to present it. And we had just built our big gooseneck trailer that had the flip out table the judges walked up to, and you present right on the trailer. So we get down there, and we had our notes from Bob and from John Wheeler and from everybody to what we needed to do, or what more of what we don't need to do versus what we need to do. And we didn't trim the ribs out. And if you've ever seen people fillet underneath the ribs and cook the hog with the ribs kind of curved up, it looks super awesome.
Yeah.
But we learned it puts a lot of weight on the loin, squishes a lot of liquid out, so we don't do them like that no more. But that time, everybody that was cooking hogs, which is 8 or 10, 12 teams, they kind of all had their own gimmick. Everybody had their own style. Well, we didn't have our style yet. You know, we were just trying to find our way through our first hog, our first contest.
You're just trying not to cook it. I mean, trying not to burn it and trying to get it done.
Right.
I mean,
we wanted to make Bob proud. We wanted to make, you know, everybody that we were cooking around, and all of our mentors, or John Davids and Lambert, and
let's just have a good showing, and then
let's not make a fool of ourselves.
Yeah, that's right.
Our goal was no DA yet. We did not want to be last. So we built our blind box. We knew what meat to pull from when we had a shoulder, but now we're pulling ham. Now we're cutting the loin. You know, the loin's this long, and it's like, you know I need to go tender, but I know I don't need to go mushy. And I'm not a seasoned cook like I am now. I'm stressing the whole way. Alan is too. Yeah, big time. And this is before the shed was big and famous, so we didn't have that intimidation factor. Thank God, because I think it was their first or second contest with hog as well. Well, come down to, we get everything turned in, and we're doing shoulder presentation, and they didn't have a golf cart in there because it wasn't big enough. They just walked up and down, and they come around. They have that final sign for that hog, and we are completely blown away. So now we got to talk to 4 judges, and it was hard enough.
So the first time y'all cooked hog as a team, besides when Bob was there, y'all cooked this hog and it final the first time.
First hog we ever cooked in a contest. So first hog we ever cooked, like I said,
that cooker did have some good juju.
And which we had some people that would come throughout the evening, just say y'all are spot on. And you know, the whole thing is let's keep our heat consistent. Let's not fluctuate on heat. That way we're not stressing about pits. Let's stress about, you know, pay attention to that. Let's cut out all the variables that we can do to do something wrong. Yeah. But we ended up getting that final. That's the only thing we finaled in that day, and which was good with us.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting those 4 judges come in, and Alan had worked his way through the judges prelim talking to one. Well, I'm standing there beside him, and we're showing the pig, and he goes to talk to these judges, and he says, "Welcome to Boys Night Out," blah, 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 blah. And it was almost like the kid from Home Alone.
Yeah.
He freaked out. He locked up.
Yeah.
And I just, as soon as he stopped and he locked up, I just kind of felt it. And I just picked up and started talking. And that's how I became the presentation guy and the guy that runs his trap for B&O. But we ended up with a second place hog. Shed ended up with third, so we beat the guys from the shed, guys and girls from the shed. And if I remember right, what's the old man? Ross's Rebel Roaster. But what's the guy from down in Columbus area?
There's a guy named Eddie. There's an older guy named Eddie.
Rooster something.
Little short guy.
I'll think of his name in a minute. But they ended up beating us for the hog win, and they ended up granding with it. So at least the guy that beat us with our hog ended up granding with it. Like I said, we met the shed that day, and we built a heck of a relationship with the shed from that contest on. But that contest there, getting that final sign, not even placing second, but when they showed up there with that final sign,
You felt like you won that.
well, it's what that right there, it lit the flame under Alan and I.
Yeah.
For one, we learned that we could do it without a whole 30-person team because we only had half a dozen. And a couple of those were our significant others. So we only had 3 or 4 of us down there cooking. And we put out a heck of a product. And knowing that we could do it, it's like, once you get that one in and you can do it, it's like taking them training wheels off. You get them training wheels off, you're a little wobbly, but you're still right.
But it feels good.
But it feels good.
You got that wind in your hair.
Well, people that do hardcore drugs and they say if you do it one time, it'll hook you, like meth or heroin. Well, that final sign walking up to us was like heroin to us because it gave us an addiction.
It had you hooked no matter what the money was, no matter what it cost. Hey, we got to put all our efforts into this because now we've got a little taste of it.
Yeah.
And we want it back.
Well, after that, we ended up going a month later to Nashville, Tennessee, and cooked Music City Barbecue Festival. And John Wheeler, 4 or 5 years earlier, said, when you all guys are ready to learn to cook barbecue and you're serious, I'm going to teach you how to cook barbecue. But y'all aren't serious and y'all are not ready to learn real barbecue. All y'all want to do is party. Well, after he saw that we got our second place and he got our final, he says, let's go to Nashville. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to just show you what not to do.
Yeah.
So he didn't sit there and point fingers. Anytime we would do something, he'd be like, I wouldn't do it like that. He wouldn't come over there and do it. We would just knew what he meant if I wouldn't do it like that. So we trimmed our hog just a little different. Same exact trim, except we trimmed the ribs out of it.
Yeah.
And we flipped them upside down so they look pretty for a presentation. And he, like I said, he was there with us in Nashville. And learning how to cook that hog and what it did for us, it made us better shoulder cooks and it made us better rib cooks.
Yeah.
Because it was all about time management and temperature management. And if you can manage 3 different criteria on one piece of meat, it's pretty easy to nail them down separate.
Yeah.
And we ended up triple finaling that contest, which we final whole hog, baby back ribs, and shoulder. Whole shoulder, not
whole shoulder. That's what MBN used
That's
to
when
do.
it was whole shoulder. No picnics, no collars, no Boston butts. Whole shoulders, had to have collars, had to have shanks. You had to cook the whole thing.
That's right. I remember.
And that year they called first place hog boars night out, first place shoulder boars night out, second place rib boars night out. So we're blown away. My son's there for the first contest he's ever come to, and they go grand champion. They call boars night out, and we talked to Mark about his first grand champion, last week, and right there, 2010. That's how much it meant to me. I got that guitar. The guitar was a Fender Strat, and that was the grand champion trophy. So they handed us that grand champion trophy, that guitar, and that's why it says Nashville 2010, because that's the number one.
You know exactly what that is.
Well, that's kind of one of the things that helped build B&O, because we went back there the next year and swept the contest. First rib, first shoulder, first hog, and then they gave us an acoustic guitar for winning that one. And then Mark West won it the next year. They gave away a bass guitar.
God.
I was like, I wanted it.
A triple threat.
I wanted it, man. I
That's
wanted
right.
it bad. But he did that the same way we did him the 2 years prior. He had 2 first, and then we had a first, and he granded with a shoulder. I think we had a hog, and I think he had rib and shoulder, and then granded. But that's when we were beating up on each other pretty bad in the NBN circuit. But that's kind of the story that got us to the dance. You know, it was a long road. B&O started out from the bottom, and this was before. At this point here, we didn't even have a seasoning line yet. We had it, but it wasn't on the market.
Yeah.
You know, and we can come back later other shows and tell stories
how
about
that came about.
Yeah.
Speaking of exposure and hog cooker, your hog cooker was shown on MasterChef last week.
Yeah.
Just for a brief moment in time, it said Board Night Out. Right.
I had just got home, and I was out. I just got home, and I was like, before I even go inside, I'm gonna mow the yard real quick.
Yeah.
Before I even walk in the house.
Yeah, because if you go in the house,
it's over.
Yeah.
That air conditioning gonna hit me. It's gonna be over. And when I got off the mower, I had message after message, people showing it, sending me pictures of it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But speaking of hog cookers, Alan and I made an investment yesterday.
Okay.
We bought 3 more whole hog cookers.
Nice.
No, actually, we bought Pete and Melissa's big hog cooker trailer.
Did you really?
Oh,
Yeah, they posted it for sale, and we didn't want the trailer, so the trailer's going to be for sale.
Okay.
And
so she had 3 hog cookers.
She had 3 Backwoods Pro Comp hogs on it, 2 double door, 1 single door, and a competitor. And then the whole front of the trailer is enclosed with air, sinks, cabinets, and all that. But what we're going to do with it, we're going to pull the hog cookers off of it, and we're going to pull all 4 cookers off of it, and we're going to sell the trailer. It'll be good for anybody that wants a cooking trailer, but it'll be awesome for someone that has 4-wheelers and side-by-sides, and that's into that deal.
Yeah.
Because the front could be awesome sleeping quarters with a kitchen. In the back, you could load up 2 side-by-sides or probably 6 4-wheelers.
So if you go to the ATV park, if you go to, down on the coast or something like that and want to go ride and take all your equipment with you.
Yep.
Take all your friends' equipment with you. There's y'all trailer.
That's it. There's 16 or 18 feet of air-conditioned space in the front, enclosed.
Wow.
With sinks and cabinets. You could probably sleep 6 or 8 people. It'd be primitive camp. It'd be fancy camping was what it would be. But
yeah.
You could throw down some air mattresses and cots or something and sleep in it, and we'll make somebody a really good deal on it. But we wanted those cookers are hard to come by. Those Pro Comp hogs that are in great shape, tough to come by. We wanted a 3rd one. We have 2 already. So we might have 1 or 2
to sell
or part with, or
yeah,
rent them out or share them. You know how we do. We'll help somebody
That's right.
out. We'll do something with it.
That's right.
We might give it away to a kid at the shed. You never know.
Hey, you get a hog cooker. I know you're 12, but here's your hog.
Yeah.
Tell your dad to buy a trailer because this is what's happening.
But what we're kind of thinking with it now that we have 5 whole hog cookers plus any old hickory hog cooker that we want, we're thinking about doing a hog class that we can do 3 or 4, maybe even 5 styles of hogs.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be just B&O hogs. We might bring in some of our friends that are world champion cooks, and we might just throw one hell of a hog class.
Boy, Mark Lambert, Dusty Wiley, B&O,
Marcio, B&O.
That would be a hell of a class.
We might get some of our friends. The shed can cook a decent one.
Yeah.
So we might be able to get them up here to do a robo hog.
Boy.
What's the contest you guys do? The hog specific?
The Pigapalooza.
Pigapalooza.
That'll be coming up in a couple months, and we came up with that contest there, and the only rules are there are no rules. You can cook as many as you want, as big as you want, do any presentation you want, any style you want, and the deal is when it's your time to present, you better be ready. That's the only rule.
Alan says, "What's up, guys? I've been prepping breakfast for Arco."
American Refrigeration Company. He cooked. Alan, that's how good of a great company they are. Every Friday morning, no matter what, they cook breakfast for their employees.
Yeah.
Every employee. So they have basically a commercial kitchen at their shop, and they cook breakfast.
Yeah.
And when they get there, they might have pancakes, waffles. It's a hash. It's the full Waffle House spread. and they got the big flat top and all the goodies. And if you're ever there, if they're
Yeah.
around, they'll
Yeah.
feed you too.
I hear you.
So they're not
I'm
stingy.
gonna tell you.
What time did you say that started?
Yeah,
About 7 o'clock.
about 7 o'clock.
Yep.
I don't know, but if y'all have any air conditioning and heating needs, I know it's more air conditioner this time of year. If y'all have any air conditioning needs at all, please call American Refrigeration. They are top-notch people, and I'm not just saying that because of Alan. I'm saying they're technicians and everything. Come to their house, they're polite. They wear boots on their shoes. They don't mess up your carpet. None of that. I mean, and they get
First
their
class.
job done first class. Now,
First time.
and I mean, it really, you want to be cool when you're supposed to be cool. Be warm, and for that place, please call American Refrigeration and Heating.
Well, anybody that's doing heating their work when it's 100 plus outside, when they're in the Maddox, it's 140 plus probably.
Yeah.
Give them a break.
Yeah, that's right.
If they're taking a break, sitting down, chilling out,
No,
don't bust their chops.
no,
They-
offer them something to drink.
Something a cold drink, Gatorade, water, something. But yeah, give them a break. It's hot.
That's right.
I'm gonna go
Breakfast
check-
casserole because we're working early to beat the heat. That's what he's saying? Yeah, check that ice cream.
Yep.
Yeah, we're working in here to beat the heat. So, and we're eating ice cream. So, if you're joining us late, Eric has got some homemade custard that he made himself. We showed that recipe on the show. So rewind, watch, share, do whatever. And then he's checking on it right now. So this is key lime pie ice cream. And so I'm super excited. We took more than like 3/4 or 2/3 of a key lime pie and put it in a half-gallon ice cream custard. So I'm excited about that. Gene Skillen, I got breakfast one Friday. You did? Oh, Gino. How's it coming?
It's getting thick.
It's getting close, huh?
Getting close. I'm thinking we get it.
That motor's kind of winding down a little bit.
It's slowing down. When you peek off in there.
I got to get up for a minute. Man, this
Got you some sweat.
Yeah,
This-
it don't take long.
bar stool, boy. Where are you out? It don't take long to start sweating right there at your T-shirt out there in the
I
warehouse.
literally walked out there for 30 seconds. And
And your head started beating up.
yeah.
So we talked about how hot it was in Round Rock, and today got up there in Mississippi the same way. And could you imagine those high school kids were cooking barbecue out in this? I mean, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near a grill right now.
Dedication.
Dedication. That's right.
Hey, I've done a lot of things for an A.
Yeah, and young people too. I did a lot of stuff when I was young too that I could probably handle a lot better, you know.
Yeah. The older I get, the more temperature sensitive that I am.
That's right. That's right. I get so hot, man. Like I said, I'm in a love relationship with the air conditioning. I'm in that relationship where you didn't want to be August 1st when football season started.
Oh, yeah.
You know, coach would be like, "What you been doing? Playing video games and sitting on the couch?" Yeah. Exactly. That's how that was.
Yeah.
You been sitting around eating popsicles all summer, hadn't you? Now I'm fixing to work it out of you.
Sorry, Coach.
Sorry about those shoes, Coach.
Exactly. My bad.
My bad.
My bad.
Like, it always seemed like it fell the first week of August for us. And we started out in shorts and helmets, you know, and it'd be 2-a-days and stuff like that. And you'd go home in between and take that shower and be like, I wouldn't mind it so much if I just passed out right here.
Right.
And nobody found me for
Yeah.
a while, you know, or like you couldn't wait till school started
Right.
because that means you only got to have one practice.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah, there was plenty of times I was like, what are you doing? You're never going to go to college for this. What are you doing?
So, speaking of heat, 4th of July weekend
Yeah.
coming up. We get us a long weekend.
Yeah.
You going to be off 4 days? You got to go back
No.
to work?
I
Monday,
got to work
Tuesday?
Saturday.
Yeah.
I got to work Monday, and I'm off Tuesday, and that's it. But then I'm off the next weekend. We're going to Tennessee River. Y'all get signed up for Grilling on the River.
Yep,
It's going to be a great contest. I'm going to say it's going to be cooler. I'm just going to say it's going to be cooler.
We're optimistic.
Well, I'm very optimistic.
One good thing, well, it's a double-edged sword up there because this year is the same weekend as the Tennessee River Run.
Okay.
Which if you don't know what that is, that's when they get out and they do a poker run at all the bars and restaurants up and down the Tennessee River.
Okay.
And it's a solid 6-hour day running. You're going to run,
Wow.
60, 80 miles
Yeah.
total. And it's just a fun time. And we're going to be all of our cookers will be set up down the riverfront. Some people will actually be right there on the water's edge, and others will be right across from them. But we'll get to see a bunch of the big cigarette speedboats, and
Nice.
so it'll be good scenery.
Yeah.
We normally do the Tennessee River Run, so we're normally out there on the boats. Unfortunately, this year we're not going to be able to do it because we'd rather cook some steaks and sweat. But the Tennessee River Run and the
Alan
contest
says they're
is awesome.
saying 80 degree in the 80s for Grilling on the River. Let me see. What's Alan?
Hey, let's do this. Let's not look and let's pretend it's going to be 80. Let's not burst a bubble in case he looked at it wrong. But 80 would be fantastic. Because
He's not wrong.
that'll be, hey,
High 80s, low 90s. We're looking cloudy, partly cloudy for Saturday.
you ain't hurt my feelings.
You ain't hurt my feelings.
No, no,
That
no
was in
feelings.
Byhalia. That was the weather in Byhalia. So,
It won't be much different. It might actually be cooler there than.
and by the water, it's not going to be bad. I mean, like if you get a cool breeze off the water, it might not be bad. I don't know.
It's going to be a big
I'm
difference.
still
from this
thinking about
weekend.
taking my Icy Tech and making it just ice water and ice and water and just stick my feet in it.
So I know that you saw Doug Hassel's Icy Tech 1200.
Yeah, the 1100. Yeah.
Well, Alan and I have got one coming.
Uh-oh.
And if we had it today, we'd be doing this show from inside of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Mark and I talked about taking the 600 to Round Rock. If we didn't have anything else to carry with us, we would have put that 600
Inflatable pools, man, and leave it there when you're done.
That's right. That's right. Would have had some milk crates and some ice and water off in that dude.
Exactly.
And we would have been judging from right there. We could use an 1100 for that. Yep, exactly.
Hey,
Hey,
as soon as one gets here.
as soon as I don't know, that 600 back there is pretty big for two folks. I got 2 or 3 people.
I don't know if I'm getting in that small of a cooler with you, though, Ashley. that big one's big enough to where I wouldn't feel so weird about it.
hey, look, if it's hot enough, I don't care how close we got to get.
But you see the people do those ice baths, like football players and stuff. Like, I can't get in the water when it's 70 degrees. Like, it's too cold
Could
for
you
me.
imagine that? Like, I don't know. And they say it's good for recovery and like it shocks your muscles. And
Oh, yeah, it'd shock everything.
Yeah, it would pretty much.
It would shock a lot. It would shock a lot.
Yeah, some things would go inside.
Yeah, elevator button.
What? Is milk a good choice out there?
Was that buttermilk?
Is that a good choice at 130 degrees out there?
I think it's perfect for him. I think he had to drink the
Oh,
whole
my
jug.
God.
I'm gonna go check this ice cream real quick.
That makes my stomach hurt just thinking
Let
about
him know what just happened.
it. Huh?
Let him know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So Mike Davis comes to the door and he has a half gallon of what looked like buttermilk, and he was just chugging it.
Look thick.
A little bit. Yes. Oh, me. So we probably should have started we were trying to think of how to keep it cool, but we probably should have started the ice cream a little sooner, but we're okay. We're going to eat some of this ice cream and then break it out for you. But I appreciate y'all watching, and we're going to get ready to go to for a good 4th of July and get ready to go to the Sugar Tree, Tennessee. And the ancillary is catfish. So y'all make sure to get signed up for that. Want to thank Icy Tech. Icy Tech's been a big supporter of ours, and Mark Lambert, of course, and when is Cooking on the River and where. It's in Sugar Tree, Tennessee. It is July 8th. You can go to State Cook-Off Association's website and get signed up. We're there?
I think we're there.
Okay. Let's get some bowls.
Let's do it. Let me get this. And I'll tell you what, here's what we ought to do. Because we've almost got fried green tomatoes done.
What is he doing out there? Is that what he's doing?
He's doing it. So I'm gonna stick the ice cream in the freezer. Or do you want to do this ice cream? How long do you want to go?
I don't know. I don't care.
It's 8:05 now.
I don't care. Let's go. Whatever.
Let's see how long. I could eat a fried green tomato.
I can eat a fried green tomato too.
I've never met one I didn't like.
Yeah, me too. They're watching the show out in the warehouse, and so when they open the door and I'm hearing myself, so it's kind of weird. So we'll see what these fried green tomatoes are all about. Mike Davis, I know he knows how to eat apples. Let me see how he knows how to fry some tomatoes. I know that he doesn't have good choices for drinks when it's hot because he was drinking buttermilk, and that still hadn't set well with me. So the ice cream is ready. I'm gonna get me some more water. It probably didn't take long for the grease to get hot out there, because I'm telling you, it was halfway there. I hope they're not just sitting back there waiting because they know I'm just stalling time on camera. We need to bring some tomatoes back there. So, what are y'all all having for 4th of July? Is there something you can't miss? Well, I think we talked about this before. Somebody said watermelon. Somebody said ribs. You got to have ribs. I think we're going to celebrate. We're celebrating my mom's birthday a little bit on the 4th of July. My mom's birthday is tomorrow. So if you know my mom, you're watching, Miss Candy, happy birthday. I don't think I've ever called her Miss Candy. I've always called her Mom. But my mom will be, I think, 68 tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. She's 21 years older than me, so I'll be 47 this year, so that's right. Hey, y'all, come on.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Hold on. Y'all out there eating. I'm out here stalling. Oh, my gosh.
We don't have any of the Southern ketchup, which is ranch.
Oh, yeah.
But we have the next best thing, which is
G-Man sauce.
G-Man sauce.
G-Man sauce.
I think I might just go solo on that deal.
They're hot. You won't be doing anything wrong there. They are temperature hot.
G-Man sauce is good on everything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
My favorite thing.
So if
is
y'all don't
fried
know, this is what fried green tomatoes is supposed to look like right here now. You doing all right.
Oh, I see thoughts.
What's that?
Looking at them green tomatoes going, well, let's see. Do I want that melted top of my mouth?
Yeah.
And-
Do I like it that the top of my mouth might hang down?
That's a fried green tomatoes a la mode.
Yeah. Make you a fried green tomato sandwich. Ice cream sandwich. Key lime and fried green tomatoes. You know, this is fruit.
It is.
It is.
It is.
Fried fruit.
I'm sorry, Ashley.
Yeah, shut up. You don't look like a big fruit eater.
He looks
Not
like a
enough.
fruit, but he.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Mike, do you grab a few of those plastic spoons out there, please, sir?
I'm on. I mean, I gotta see, right?
It's as southern as it
Of
gets.
course you do.
Fried green tomatoes and
I mean, have you eaten one of these?
I have.
Have you let it cool down to like 11,500 degrees? Because
I
that
did.
I'll go in.
Will you?
Uh,
No,
No.
that's the temperature of lava.
but I'll tear that joker apart.
I'm telling you
yeah.
what, Mark's grease gets hot.
Yeah. What? It had a lot of help today. Golly.
Yeah, that grease got hot and he didn't even put it on a stove or anything.
Riley
Mm.
Riley Wright used G-Man sauce in her third place seafood entry at Memphis in May. I'm telling you,
Crab cake.
it's a proven commodity.
It's good on that too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Right.
See, I'm scared of this. See, I might want some ice cream first and then let this cool down and then get some more ice cream afterwards.
All right. So, like we said earlier, it's 3 million degrees out.
Yeah,
1 minute ago, this stuff was super thick.
and it didn't take
It
long.
was.
It's not taking long for it to soften up. But
Do you need a spoon? A big spoon?
I got one right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab this
Because here's,
because
here's Grandmama's spoon.
look at that. Now this is ice cream. It's custard, so it has a little bit different texture anyway.
Yes, it's going to be
Mike D wants to lick the spoon.
the
Right.
the
I was gonna
paddle
flip him a quarter for it to see which one.
like children.
There's two sides.
There is. Look at that. Yeah, are y'all gonna lady and tramp that thing?
Yeah. Where is their pictures? Oh,
He did that on purpose.
I did.
it was like he just wedding caked him right in the face.
It's
Well,
got
at least wasn't. Well, never
it's
mind.
got some big chunks of that.
Key lime
Big
pie.
lime
Lime
hole
pie.
pie.
All right, let's see what Eric Hodson did here. Oh, there's some crusty pieces right there.
There you go. I didn't get much on you.
I will-
Save it for now.
Your experiment ain't bad there, Eric Hodson.
Oh yeah.
No, son,
Oh my goodness.
that's good. Oh, that's good. Hey, that extra quarter of a piece of pie,
Dude, look at that right here. Look.
that helped.
Did it?
Yeah.
What it really? Before I even taste it, I should have gotten some lime zest.
Mm-hmm.
Would have jazzed it.
I don't know. If it got any better, I don't know what's up.
And he's doing that to himself.
That's pretty good right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Got pretty quiet in here.
That's pretty good.
I got a big piece of that pie crust. It's pretty nice. Man,
And it was easy. It literally took 5 minutes to make, minus the actual churning it.
I'm gonna tell you. So easy custard recipe. Go back and watch. Share with your friends. Easy peasy. Matt Overson always says, "Hey man, y'all work too fast to tell me I have to write down the recipe." This was pretty easy.
I'll say it again real quick.
Go ahead.
A cup and a half of sugar, 6 large egg yolks. Separate the yolks and the whites. You whisk those together until they change consistency to pancake batter.
Mm-hmm.
And then your liquid, after you whisk that together, set it to the side. Get your heavy cream. 2 cups of heavy cream, about a cup to cup of half and half. 2-to-1 ratio. Heat it till it simmers. The first time you see a bubble or two come to the top, you're done with it. Pull it off. You put a ladle at a time into your egg mixture to temper it.
Hey, you forgot about the sugar.
Well, we did that first. We did the sugar and the eggs. We whisked all that together.
All right.
After it's whisked
About
together,
a cup and a half of sugar, right?
a cup and a half of sugar and 6 egg yolks. Once you get that to the consistency of the pancake batter and you get your half and half and your cream hot to your simmering point, 1 ladle at a time, into your egg mixture. Whisk the whole time so it does not cook them eggs. You're gonna temper it, so you do not want to make scrambled eggs. As soon as you get 2 to 3 ladles in it whisked together, you can combine all of it then, and your eggs are cooked. You can actually eat it then, and it's food safe. That's when it goes. If you want to put, like we did, if you want to put a half a key lime pie in it, or 3/4 of a pie, or whatever, or you want to put your extracts to flavor it however you want, at that point you put it in, and you go to the ice cream maker with it.
Those fried green tomatoes are pretty good with this too.
Yeah, not bad, right?
Not bad at all.
Mm.
I'm gonna eat this one, then I'm gonna get me another bowl of ice cream
Man, it turned out good.
because that's pretty good. Well,
It's very rich.
mm-hmm.
That's what it's so good.
That's those egg yolks.
Yeah, that's the custard part of it. That's good.
A little,
All right,
a little bit different than ice cream. A little bit different recipe.
all right. So, hope y'all learned something. Hope you you got a little background on B&O and their first grand championship. Really, the first time they cooked a hog, leading up to their first grand championship in Nashville. And so, barbecue stories are fun. If y'all have any questions or want to hear something, please let us know, and we'll try to make it as PG as possible.
If y'all have ever heard us talk about the drop chicken story, that was at that same contest in Nashville. We'll do that one another
Hey,
day.
when you drop food, good things happen, I think.
When Lambert's back, we'll tell the drop chicken story.
Yeah. So, Mike D, very good fried green tomato.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. Crust is awesome. Batter's awesome. Seasoned well. The G-Man sauce
Toss it off.
goes with everything.
The batter didn't fall off of them.
Mark
That's the key.
Mark Lambert says, Jay, I want some ice cream.
Oh, Lambo.
Lambo, son, this is good ice cream right here. We put 2/3 of a key lime pie in a half gallon of custard mix, put it in the freezer. It was top notch. I'm fixing to go in for a seconds. And let's pray it out and we can end this thing, and we'll see y'all. Well, next week, let's see. Yeah, I think everybody's going to be at the river except for me.
You're not
So-
going to the river at all?
I'm going to be at the river Friday night.
Why don't we just go live for a few minutes Friday night and say hey to everybody?
All right, then we'll do that. We might do it on Facebook only from the iPad Friday night, and we'll see y'all then. But we won't have a show on Thursday as regular, but we'll come see y'all Friday night, okay? All right, let's pray it out. Our gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for this fellowship, this good food. Lord, just bless the hands that prepared it. Thank you for the people that are watching, and Lord, just bless them, keep them safe. And Lord, just thank you for your grace and your mercy and your love. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Love God and love people, y'all. We'll see y'all next Friday for a little bit. We'll see y'all live from the river if we got some internet.
If the signal willing.
It's signal willing. It'd be kind of like South Haven Spring Fest, probably. So we'll probably come live real quick. We'll have fish fry on Friday night at Parents. That's what Alan said.
Yep.
All right, so we'll see y'all then. God bless you. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Try to stay cool.